The story with the honest thief. He used to steal every night because he needed to survive. And one time, while he was putting the bread in his clothes and he started to wrap it, he saw his tzitzik. He started wrapping the bread in his shirt and he saw his tzitzik and he said, I can't steal. The idea of is Hashem. We're continuing in halacha Yud Dalet in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, speaking about the string, the tzitzik. Now sometimes the tzitzik opens up, the string gets on the, whatever you want to call it. If the string opens up sometimes, for example, you have here, it's starting to open up. Over here it's regular. From here, it's starting to open up. So in halacha Yudal, he's going to say that you start the shear from where it's good, it's kosher, not from where it starts to open up. They need to be woven together. Nefרד Mishiziruto. Anything which is not shalzer, it's considered it's not there. If it's not woven the way it's supposed to be, it's as if it's not there. If you have in the 4 strings, to round your finger and make a little bow, according to the Alter Rebbe, it is kosher even if it is that small, the tzitzik. A beged of tzitzik which was split into 2 parts. There could be the idea that on one side there is a shear of a talus, on the other side there is no shear of a talus. The idea of dilim taslach taslach. I mean, also we're going to explain in a second what is going on over here. Talus sheish bציצית ולחלקו לשני חלקים. A talus which has in it ציצית and it was divided into 2 parts. Like it is found in a bunch of our talesim, which they are connected with 2 parts. The talus is big, so you could split it into 2. And there is this time that people divide the talus in 2 to clean it or to wash it or whatever the reason may be, or to fix it, and then they go back and they sew it together. Because each part of the talus has in it minastam, it itself for itself is enough to be ma'atif in tzitzik. So we're talking about a talus over here that has in it 2 sizes, 2 shiurim of a talus in it. It's a big talus. Okay, and therefore, daim yito state tzitzios. Meize chelik shitze. The das rabbeinu shein tzar lito klala tzitzis. La'ach she's chaber es atalis yachzav yiksherin. He says over here, according to the Shulchan Aruch, you should take off 2 corners of the tzitzis, and then when you sew the tzitzis back, you should put the tzitzis back on. According to the Alter Rebbe, you could just sew back the 2 halves of the tzitzis, and it is kosher. You don't have to make the tircha of dividing the tzitzis and separating the 2 corners, and then while you sew it back, after that to put it back on the beged. According to the Alter Rebbe, sewing the beged back is good enough, and it is kosher. This is dafke. This is specifically in a case where the talus is so big that the talus, each half of the talus has in the kedei lisati. But if one side is bigger than the other side, so you have to take off all the 4 corners and you have to put them back after you sew the beged together. Mishum, because in his paradu achalakim niftar kol chelek me'atzitzis la'achas shushavu nishabru nishayvu bציצית im nishtar be'arishayin is possible mishum tazu leimin asi keleil sivok. Because when you divide the tzitzis, when you separate the tzitzis from the beged, right now the beged is potted in tzitzis. And if you sew back right now, another half of the tzitzis or another part of the tzitzis is as if you're sewing back ready-made tzitzis, and the beged is potted in tzitzis. It's the idea of tasav loimin also. You're not doing anything to make the tzitzis. You're sewing it, and all of a sudden the tzitzis is there. nispardu legamri. Elohei mechubarim zelo ze kereichav shloisha agudlin harem ki Elohei mechubarim legamri. However, if the beged has 3 agudlin, which we said the agudl according to the halacha over here is this part, the part where the nail, this part, 3 sides of agudlin are connected together. The 2 halves have a connection, 3 agudlin together. So then, what's the din? It is considered mechuber in gam the ganze. It is considered mechuber totally. Shesh bo shloisha gudlin al shloisha gudlin. The evshel hatira min abeged lazar latilo. The evshel limtzei tzitzis acherem kosher. However, here he's telling you about not the beged itself, the tzitzis itself, which is connected in the corner of the beged, and it has in it shloisha gudlin. And it is impossible right now to take apart the actual strings of the tzitzis from the beged and to put it back to the beged. And you don't have another beged, you don't have another pair of tzitzis. So if you take apart the tzitzis and you don't have a tzitzis, and you don't know what you're going to do if you don't find another pair of tzitzis, and it is connected, not the beged, we're talking about the beged is connected to be agudlin l'kulam, it's fine. Here about the tzitzis itself is connected to shloish agudlin, even though it doesn't look so kosher v'yosher. Nevertheless, if there is no other tzitzis around, and if you take it apart, you're going to come into shilas. Not that Rebbe says you could leave it on. If one half of the beged has in it kedei yituf and the other half doesn't, take off the tzitzis from the part that doesn't have, sew the beged back, and then put the tzitzis back on the smaller part of the beged. You shouldn't come into problems of tasalacha v'loi min ha'asui. Halacha tes zayin. Im nechtav oinikra hakanav nifrad legamri min hatalis. We're continuing from the halacha before about the beged and the tzitzis connected, but here we're talking about a very interesting case. You have the tzitzis over here. So what if just this part fell off? What do we say? Also, if you connect it back, it's a problem. But if this whole corner fell off, so then what does he say? So it depends. If it doesn't have shloisha gudlan around it, even though you tied back the actual beged, that small corner back, if it didn't have 3 gudlan, there are opinions that say that it's puzzle and you can't put tzitzis on that corner. That piece of the beged is not considered a beged because it is so small. Afilo and even if you connect to the talis, we consider it separate. And if it's possible to be machmir, you should be machmir in this situation about tying a small piece back to the beged. If it doesn't have shloisha gudlan, but if that corner is even connected a little bit to the beged, it doesn't have to be in this case shloisha gudlan connected. But even if you have a little bit of the beged which is a little bit hanging by the corner, but it's still connected even a little bit, it's not totally separate from the beged, it's not 2 pieces. So then, what does he say? It's considered part of the beged, and the tzitzis that you connect to that piece after you sew it back, it's kosher. The tzitzis is kosher on that beged. You have some begeds that don't have the shear of shloisha gudlin al shloisha gudlin, and therefore the minig is to sew a piece on the other side to make it a shear of shloisha gudlin al shloisha gudlin, to show that the beged is al kanfe bigdayim and it has the shear of shloisha gudlin al shloisha gudlin.